So this is the Brimbank Aquatic and Wellness Centre, and it completed last year, and for the Brimbank City Council, and has achieved a 6-star Green Star. So the first aquatic centre in Australia to achieve 6-star Green Star design in ASFL, and the first all-electric centre as well. But what I wanted to focus on was partially the social sustainability aspects of the project, and also the design response and how that fed into the environmental sustainability part. So Brimbank is the second most disadvantaged municipality in Melbourne. It's an incredibly diverse, wonderful community, very multicultural, a lot of new arrivals, and a high refugee population as well. So it's had entrenched disadvantage for human interactions, and it has really poor health outcomes in its community. And so council recognised really early that it's an aquatic space, but it's also the opportunity to do a preventative health outcome here. So when we were engaged, they worked with the organisations up on the screen, and they were looking at a policy around collective impact framework. They're the 5 policies, and what that did was that it gave us a design sort of structure to work with these stakeholders in a really sort of true co-design process through the design of the facility. And these key people were decision makers in that process as well. So they had used a first person journey process to understand what services were, how they would refer to each other, and it gave us also that opportunity to use that through the design. So the second key part of their brief was, of course, environmental sustainability. Council had declared the climate emergency in 2019. The project started aiming for 5-star Green Star, and then moved to 6 stars. So that's when it obviously needed to become the first electric facility. One of the other aspects of understanding Brimbank is that it is the driest climate, one of the driest climates in Melbourne. So the heat island effect is obviously quite important to understand there, but the vulnerability of their residents means that they have more impact, it has more impact. So those brief elements led to these 3 key design responses. So the first one being this idea of an oasis. So an oasis, opportunity for respite from the climate, but also in terms of the social issues that were in the community. The second one was around integrated facilities, so the design response and everything around it was about having one centre, one entry, one community hub, and a place for people to come. So that middle image there is the Taylor's Road identity to the building, and then on the right in the middle there is that sort of soft side, north side, which is about forecourt entry, shading respite, and a place for the community to come. And the last design response was around a holistic approach to inclusion and access. So that was the middle bottom image there is the lounge. So upon entry, thinking about how people would come into the centre, what they would have in crisis, what they would want, what sort of environment, that it's not your noisy, busy aquatic centre, it's actually a community hub. And then the bottom right there, it's actually the warm water pool. And that was designed so that it could have single vendor access and privacy to it as well, which was important for this community. So in terms of the site-wide response for sustainability, the building is located on Taylor's Road and addresses it, being around obviously, addresses Taylor's Road and Main Street very strongly, and then it set up this sort of east-west access, so connecting shopping centre on the east to the park on the west, which is All Abilities Park plus a new skate park, and also identifying a north-south spine for pedestrian and cyclists, because council had that development to occur in the future. So this created that location for the forecourt, and then importantly in the site there was a beautiful stand of trees that wrapped around the existing site. So it was keeping as much as we could of those existing gum trees, but also it set up that sort of north-south spine and pathway to entry so that we would have shade and seating opportunities as people came in. So as well as that, there was a very strong whistled approach with filtration, significant detention in the car park, and reduced peak discharge as well for the site runoff. So this is that forecourt on that northern side. So it's that opportunity, it's an event space as well for council to run things, but it provides all of those opportunities for seating, shade and entry to the building. And as I said, it's the one entry. So it's about destigmatising and why you're coming to the centre in terms of a preventative health service. So just quickly on the floor plan, so ground floor plan here. So we've got aquatic on the eastern side. That north-south entry comes in this location. Community on this western side that has connection to the park. And then upstairs, the majority of the program is the community services and the balance of health and fitness upstairs. So the passive principles in design were around the strongly around the thermal envelope and understanding the aquatics portion. So we had thermal envelope for aquatics separated by change village in the middle, and then a separate. I'm going to just actually come to the section because this describes it all. So in terms of the aquatic hall, we've got the main aquatic hall here. In behind it is the slide, so that's the separate to that thermal envelope. We've got the change village, which sits in the middle, and is that buffer then to that separate thermal envelope around the water pools. So they were passive principles. It's an open balance system, so that means that we get differential of 1 degree between water to the ceiling, which reduces evaporation.
Fully wattled for glare as well,
so at the ambient light, so glare modelling for life saving, but maximising our glazing, but balancing that with shade. So we've only glazed majority to 3 metres. There's a couple of locations where we pop up there on the south, but it was important to not get direct sunlight into the space, and then to have the skylights that were baffled and created that ambient light. On this side here, we've got the spectator seating with the pool plant. It's a basement pool plant, so all of the pumping systems are down at the level of the 50-metre pool base, just to be more energy efficient. And then the treatment systems and the like that look at reducing water consumption in that space. The last part of the thermal envelope was in the dry side, so that was designed separately in terms of details and plans.
Yeah, and very deep building, so lots of skylights in the centre of the building. Yeah.
So in terms of that air tightness testing and the like, it was those different things.
I think that's very high European standard, so fully tested.
The rest of the community facilities, on the ground floor, we come into our entry. We've got all of our community facilities down here. It was important that the